Hey Capricorns, and welcome to your September 2017 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead, which looks to me to be a pretty amazing month for you guys. We're coming right off of this huge solar eclipse that happened in Leo, and it's interesting to see how that affects Capricorn people because the angle that Leo makes to you is not really harmonious, nor is it inharmonious. So I feel that a lot of you have kind of found yourself in a place where you're not sure whether the things in your life are good for you or bad for you. Lots of new opportunities coming in, new job potential, new relationship potential for like new pets or new cars, and just new experiences and circumstances in general because of the sinking feeling that I feel in Capricorn where you just don't know if where you're at is good for you or not. And I think there's been a fear in you guys where it's like, it could be good for me, so I don't want to sacrifice it for that reason because you think so logically. Capricorns think so like long term, and if this will be good for me in the future, I want to continue it right now so that I can get the reward of having done something great in the future. But at the same time, you guys have like this sinking feeling that it's not going to be good for you and it's never going to be good for you. So it's really a matter of trying something new, I think, this month, and trusting in something bigger than yourself as well as you come into a place where you are having more faith or you are having more symbolism in your life that makes you think that there is fate, like synchronicities start to come in, or you have weird, I don't want to say like near-death experience, but just weird like out-of-body type of experience, maybe a very active dream life or something. I do think that a lack in energy has been eclipsed out for you. So what I'm saying is I think that you're going to be more energized this month, and I think that you're going to have a lot more to work with. You have a lot of really bright yellow in your reading, which does represent the energy to create and the energy to make new things. You guys have a bit of red as well, and a very nice balance of major, minor arcana, and court cards, almost equal. So you're really, I think, becoming more measured and you're becoming more wholesome as a person, which is really happy for me to see for you guys because I know it has not been an easy experience for Capricorn over the past few years. I mean, Pluto has been in your sign for God knows how long now, and Saturn is going to be making its way soon, which should ultimately be really good for you guys. Maybe not for the rest of us, but you guys should do well with Saturn and Capricorn, and letting Pluto keep moving to when it eventually leaves your sign, which will be like thousands of years from now. Just kidding. Pluto actually leaves Capricorn in 2024, so that's quite a ways away, but it could be longer. Pluto is staying for a decent amount of time in Capricorn, but its orbit is not elliptical completely. Like its orbit is uneven, so it can spend anywhere from like 12 to 30 years in a sign, and it's not going to spend it's a pretty long cycle though. I think it went there in 2008, so that is, I think, like 15 or 16 years. So it could stay in Capricorn a lot longer. So be grateful that it will leave your sign in a decent amount of time. But I think that September really orients you with Pluto, or there's something about this Pluto transit that you've been having for like 10 years now. It's been 10 years now since Pluto went into Capricorn. And obviously for, depending on what time of the Capricorn spectrum you were born into, it will be different. But I think that you're finally understanding why, and you're finally understanding this transformative scorpionic energy that has been in your life for so long. And I think you're finally able to use it to your benefit and make more quick progress, really have enlightening experiences, really transform, really find yourself with the people that matter. And there can be a lot of really almost unreal type of situations happen to Capricorn now, almost like circumstances that are like that you would see in the movies or something, or just like really like 007 type of experiences can happen. You can be termed like the hero or the villain. You can be in the spotlight during this time, which is interesting to see for Capricorn after the eclipse, because you guys are not like the center stage type of sign that would be Leo and some of the other fire signs. But for some reason, Capricorn has sort of come out of the backstage area, and you guys are very much the center of the experience right now. A lot of people are forming their lives around your energy. A lot of people are sort of orbiting around you, which is not the most comfortable thing for you, but I think that it's something you can really pull some wisdom and maturity out of, and I think that you can really show and teach. And I almost see that some of you are going to be teachers or are getting some kind of like education degree, because a lot of you are on some kind of stage and like imparting your wisdom on other people. Maybe some of you are going to start like YouTube channels, or some of you are going to start something where you're speaking to an audience. That seems very successful for you right now because you do have the star and the sun in your reading, which is like the celebrity mixture for me. So you can do things in September, Capricorn, that makes you a celebrity, or that makes gives you a platform in some way, or gives you a really strong platform. And it will also be a month where you confront the codependent relationship, or where you finally have the confrontation that causes the breakup, it can be, or the relationship transforms and becomes something really amazing. It will depend. It will all depend on trust, because humanity is reforming and redefining their concept of trust during this time. So yeah, that will hinge a lot on your experience of whether you choose to continue or end the relationship. For those of you who are coupled, will depend on if you can trust and if you are trusted. If you can and are, then the relationship can be reborn in a new way. If you can't and aren't, then it will end. But you are blessed with luck during this time. For those of you who are single, new relationships can start here. People can think that you're like unachievable or unobtainable. That can be a bit of an issue. But you can also sort of get into relationships where people think that you're like out of their league, or people think that they're like really lucky to be in a relationship with you, which again, I'm not sure if Capricorn is really into that kind of thing, but it's definitely the energy that's around you. You can also get into relationships with people from your past during this time, and new insights to past relationships can come here. So anyway, I want to go ahead and start looking at your reading from the week to week and give you guys more insight there. First week, Knight of Cups, rooted down by 9 of Cups. So you are kind of changing how you voice, just how you voice in general. Something in Capricorn that used to be very hidden or restrained and reserved is now coming to the light more. You are becoming more intuitive and empathetic in general, and you are starting to become more comfortable with telling people how you feel. And you're starting to prioritize that, I see, which is good to see from you, because you can be hard to read sometimes. And I think that you're realizing that this has caused a lot of problems, like people not being able to read you, not being able to understand what you want, but also you trying to like martyr yourself and not really be straightforward with what you want. I think that you're going to start being more straightforward, and you're going to start being more open with how you feel about things, so that it eliminates really the possibility of a bunch of miscommunication, because I think miscommunication has been a big theme for you. Definitely the first week is a good time to open up. It's also a good week to understand, who do I trust in my life? Because it does seem like you could be being manipulated, or that you might want to manipulate other people. It is a sign that it's very noticeable, regardless of who does it. Manipulation is not easy during September. The first week can also be like a gatekeeper type of energy, where it's like you have to know the password or the code, and you're like really close to getting into the new stage of your life, but it's like you don't know the code yet, or you don't know how to get past the gatekeeper. And it will be nice to see you guys enjoy the adventure of finding the password or finding the code. And hopefully you're not just like trying to get onto your spouse's computer or phone or something, and it's not something as simple as that, but it could be. It could be something where you just don't have the password, or where you can't get to what you're looking for. Some of you could be looking for proof that you're being cheated on, or proof that you're right about something. I see that you're being very investigative this month. You're being very like just using like a magnifying glass or something. So you guys would make good private investigators. You guys would make good detectives. So if you're searching for that kind of career, it seems very successful this month. That's kind of a joke. Anyway, week number 2, Knight of Swords, rooted down by 6 of Cups. A few different interpretations of that. One is that you can be quicker, and you can be more direct. Something in September pushes you to be much more direct, Capricorn, and it's really nice to see from you, where people tend to be very curious about what you actually mean. So maybe you kind of, that being rooted down by 6 of Cups, which talks about old relationships and people from your past. Maybe you're going to be direct with people from your past. Maybe people from your past who you don't like are still hanging around because they think that you like them, or they think that you want them around, but you don't, but you're not going to say it. Maybe you're actually direct in the second week and tell people what you really want from them. Maybe you realize that people are taking advantage of you, or that people are not around you for who you are, and you confront that. You do, again, have 5 of Wands in your reading, so there's a lot of confrontations or potential for conflict here. But it feels that by being direct and not trying to manipulate, not trying to conserve or restrain yourself at the same time, and being just and direct is the best way to handle things this month. You can also really quickly find yourself in a relationship with an ex in the second week if you're not careful. Maybe that's not a bad thing, because it does feel like you're a different person. It feels like they're a different person. It feels like everybody is a different person after the eclipse. So things like this can work during this time, which is kind of rare to see that. But it would be good to learn something from somebody from your past in the second week. In the third week, you guys have the Star rooted down by 6 of Pentacles. So an integration starts to happen here, or a rejuvenation, something that puts you into a new relationship with your vulnerability. And it makes perfect sense, because you guys are, again, new. You are having a voice now. You are creating something that people needed for a long time. And I think that maybe a lot of you are starting businesses, or a lot of you are, again, doing like the record deal or the songs or the art project that's gaining you a lot of following or gaining you a lot of capital, because again, the sun and the star together are a sign of fame. So in the third week that could start, or maybe you have the viral video, or you start selling more of your creations, whatever it is, something is going much better. And it could be like almost too fast though. Like Capricorn kind of likes to hide under your rock, and you guys kind of like to be secluded in nature. So all of this energy of like the sun and the star coming in could be a little bit destabilizing for you. And specifically, it's going to make you realize who your friends are and who is taking you for a ride, or who is there for the experience. Six of Pentacles, which is rooting down the star, talks about codependence and talks about give and take and compromises. Maybe you've had to compromise a lot in your life in the recent past, and now due to your success, you are not having to compromise in a financial way as much as you used to. And this starts to open up, and you start to realize that, hey, the things in my romantic relationship are still struggling just as much, even though I'm not having these other difficulties. What does this mean about the relationship? Lots of doors can open up like that, where you realize that what you thought was the problem in the relationship was never really the problem. It was something much deeper. For example, maybe you couldn't afford to pay all of your bills one month, and you thought like that's the reason that my relationship went south. And then you realize once you can pay your bills and have all this money, that the relationship is still, spiraling out of control. And you start to realize, wow, I've been fooled this entire time, that it was just my shortcomings that messed up the relationship, when in reality it's something deeper. That type of thing can happen in the third week, and you really have to confront it and be direct about it so that it doesn't cause any kind of obstacle to come in between, again, that star and sun energy, which you've got to be careful. Are you going to create an obstacle for yourself? Sometimes Capricorn can be very self-sabotaging. Maybe you realize, oh, I don't want this fame. I don't want this this recognition or this prestige that's not in my nature. What kind of obstacle can I create for myself that prevents me from taking it this far? That type of thing can happen here as well. And that would be sad, though. And I think that you guys... It's not that you guys would consciously think that, but Capricorn's weird in a way that you guys very unconsciously create obstacles for yourself. Again, you're ruled by Saturn, which represents limitations and obstacles. And there tends to be a lot of, maybe if I put an obstacle, this is too easy. Like, this is too easy. I need an obstacle so that I can grow even stronger, so that I can sort of catapult myself into even better reality, because this is too easy. That type of thing is really strong for you guys this month. Why is it too easy? You guys deserve a bit of easiness. In the fourth week, you guys have the sun rooted down by 5 of Wands reversed. Some of you could be changing your lifestyle. I see this as like a lot of exercise, or a lot of attempt to be on a diet or something like that. And maybe you guys are doing like boxing or doing some kind of martial arts or something. Anything that has to do with constraining your energy and releasing it in a controlled way is really good for you at this period of time. Because your energy is very destabilized and needing something to sort of channel it more appropriately. You can also write really good songs here, create really nice things, do really good projects, or start new like marketing campaigns. Anything that has to do with like outreach or inspiring other people to either buy what you have or to comment on what you have type of thing works very good in the fourth week. So also you can either become pregnant if you're a female Capricorn, or you can like become a father if you're a male Capricorn. Sometimes the star and the sun energy come together to give fertility as well. So, and it's really just a sign that you have fertility in everything that you do, whether it be with having children or with your career or your projects in life. It's all very fertile and gives a lot of abundance. So do take advantage of this energy while you have it. Your central theme, Capricorn, is the King of Swords. So you must stay direct, logical, and indifferent about many, many things in your life right now. Too much emotions or too much pessimism right now, or too much optimism can make you fall out of favor with this type of energy. So you have to know why you're where you're at. You have to know who you need to get where you want to go. And you have to know what regiments and what actions are needed, like kind of at like the snap of the fingers. And you guys are good at this. And I feel like it's like overbearing for me to say, or I feel like it's overwhelming and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to know these things very quickly? But it's like, like if you just detach from consciously thinking about things too hard, you just know like, oh, I need to speak to that person to get this deal, or oh, I need to do this campaign to do that. It seems very intuitive, and just try to detach from your emotions and your conscious thought too much when it relates to achieving these goals, and you guys will have an amazing September. You are beautiful this month, Capricorn. I think that your energy is probably, I would say, the best of all the zodiac signs, and it's good to see that through this kind of inharmonious angle of the solar eclipse, you've really done the work and you have pulled in something very worthwhile in general. If this didn't resonate for you, you can always check your sun, moon, rising sign. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would so appreciate that. Hit the bell for notifications, and you can book a private reading with me in the center of your screen now, and the description box will have the rest of the links. There should be something interesting there, so check out the description box. And like and comment on the video. Your likes and comments keep me going. I love to be in dialogue with you guys, and I will be talking to you soon. Much love. Bye.